The memories are fading now as we approach our twilight years. And we struggle with life's problems, and we hide the silent tears. I have lived a life like no other, and I have watched the changes grow. From my music youth in Ireland, 50 years ago. The Fleadh in Dublin was a wonderful sight to see. In 1970s Ireland, this was a different place to be. We stood at Cleary's corner and we watched the Fleadh parade go by, and we marvelled at this wonder beneath the Dublin sky. And then the boys from Coltis decided then and there to take this Fleadh from Dublin and bring it down to Clare. This music, song and dance event is now part of our folklore since it first arrived here in Ennis in 1974. I remember walking up O'Connell Street from the old ground to the square, and Daniel O'Connell looking down on the crowds assembled there. There were thousands on the street that night, and then we heard this almighty roar as Christy Barry in a doorway played the bucks of Oranmore. And Michael Russell danced some Shannon steps with Tony Cullinan and John King. And less than 20 feet away, Robbie McMahon began to sing. And as the crowds joined in the chorus for the fair of Spancel Hill, down in Abbey Street car park, they were listening to Noel Hill. I saw Johnny Lyons and Micheál Talty and Frank Whelan too, carrying flags and poles and banners and marching 2 by 2. In Cushnahona, Pat and Seamus Liddy were dancing sets all day, and Laura and Una in the kitchen eating scones and drinking tea. At the Fair Green in the Maid of Erin, it was a wonderful sight to see hundreds of multicoloured tents and the music flowing free. Girls washing their underwear in a bucket in a field, and guys answering the call of nature, using the bushes as a shield. The town was packed with visitors from Ballyvaughan to Beijing. Some say they all came to hear Nora Butler sing. I don't know if that is true or why they came to Clare, but we were glad to see them and so proud to have them there. Des Mulcair in full flight singing the Rocks of Bawn. As we listened to the concertina in the hands of Geordie Cumann, I can still see Brian Pryor, Paddy Kearse and Sonny Murray playing tunes together. And for almost 50 years, the legend from Tuna, Frank Custy, keeping his pupils together. The Hounds of Ulster brought colour when they played the Minstrel Boy with Irish Uilleann pipers, and no one questioned why. Because this is Clare, where we welcome everyone, be they singers from Korea or a proud Ulster son. The chieftains in the cathedral, we will never forget that night as their dancers on the altar set the audience alight. And the parade on Sunday morning showing evictions out in Quinn, and drama on the back of a truck with Pat and Peggy Riley from Corofin. Joe Quealy's lunchtime concerts and the music on the street, and the Kilfenora Carey band and the sound of the dancers' feet. The Fleadh is music, set dancing, songs and crack, parades and entertainment, cups of tea and bar and brack, memories and friendships, and visitors from afar, and a re-evaluation of the people that we are. We are a special people, and we are dreamers to the core. We are imbued with a sacred spirit that links us to folklore. They can take our worldly possessions, they can destroy our hopes and dreams, but we are the music makers and we are the dreamers of dreams. So we thank them all tonight, the ladies in the kitchen and the guys who man the doors, those who sell the tickets and those who sweep the floors. We remember Martin Connolly, Tony Cullinan and Michael Glenn, Cyril O'Donoghue and James Cullinan. We won't see their likes again. Pat Costello, Peter Griffin, Brendan Mulcair and Paddy Crowe, J.J. Conway and Chris Stroney, Mary Finnegan, not forgetting Father Joe. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your hard work, sweat and tears. You have made this Fleadh the best music event for 50 long years.